exciting announcement. I'm Bob Davis.
I'm Bill Skinner.
Bill Skinner. And we are going to try and create a community here, partnering with ProCam, Dawn and I. And this is a great community already, and we want to build it up. We want to make this our local place to come out, share knowledge, share our passion for photography, talk about gear, talk about projects, and get people to come into the store. You got to use these local resources. This is the most excellent store here in Chicago. And Bill, how many stores are now?
We have three in the system right now, and a fourth will be opening up soon in Ann Arbor.
And what's great is, I'll take you a spin around the store really quick here, is you could come in and touch and try things, and you have the knowledge of wonderful people like Bill and the staff here that can help you make decisions. And you also do something else that's great, right? You do rent to buy. People could rent something.
Yep.
Like if you're thinking about a cool lens or a piece of kit for lighting or modifiers, right?
Yep, you can come out, rent it, and your 1 to 3 day rental would be applied towards the purchase of that item. But it's a great way to figure out if you like it, if it's practical for your experiences, and you can go from there.
So we want to make this, I can't wait to see if there's anybody up here, but we want to make this community for all of us. So I know I could take a great picture. I've been doing this my whole life. Dawn likes to say I'm the mayor of Funville. I haven't really worked a day in my life, which is true. That's a blessing. There isn't much I haven't done. So throw your questions, throw your challenges into the feed, and let us share our knowledge. Bill is also a photographer. He's been doing this a long time. He has infinite knowledge, right? Just because
a little bit.
Today,
I would say infinite.
Yeah, no, I'd say infinite knowledge. You've been doing this since film, and anybody that's been doing this since film is that much better with digital, right? It truly is. And it's still, just because the camera could take a picture in any kind of light doesn't mean it's great light. So we got to get back to building the foundation. I've covered a lot of sports, photographed Michael Jordan, Walter Payton. And one thing I learned from those guys is they constantly practiced, and not only practiced something big, but they practiced the basics for the foundation. So that when you're in that situation and you're waiting for that big shot or something spectacular, you don't have to think. You're automatically going to your foundation and you'll get that shot. Don't rely on the technology. Use this. This is the best computer you have, and use your eye and your imagination.
Yeah, absolutely. Muscle memory is key. Once you build that up, though, you can add your own creativity, your own biases, your own choices to make the images that you want. They're going to make a difference in your collection and your customers' collections.
So you got some exciting things coming up. What's on tap? Who's coming in? You're doing live events?
We got quite a few live events coming up. We're working with Yannick Lassio. He's going to be here in May doing a SEO seminar for the entire day, so that's going to be pretty cool. That's not available on our site yet, but that should be up in the next week, and that'll be on May 18th. We also have Creative Soul coming in here. They were here last year for a lecture and book signing. We're going to have them back here on April 12th for a lecture and book signing, and then on the 13th, we're going to have actually a hands-on workshop. So you can come on in, shoot with the two of them for 4 hours, have a great time. And of course, we got our demo days coming up in April. So we'll have all the
awesome.
vendors and reps.
Absolutely. Try, tap their knowledge. Yep. You know, there really isn't a bad camera today. I'm a Canon Explorer of Light. Creative Soul, they're Canon Explorers of Light.
Yes.
You know, it's just use the tool that agrees with you. I've used Canon going back to manual focus, so I still have that muscle memory. This morning, I was out photographing wee baby little great horned owls that had fledged, and he's on the ground. Autofocus wouldn't focus through the grasses because there's too many reeds going up. So I could quickly switch to manual because that muscle memory is there. It's no big deal for me to go to manual, right? So that's what I mean. You know, you can't let the equipment get in the way of getting the photograph. So yeah, I hope to be coming in, doing some more demos here. We're going to try out gear. I'm fresh off of the trade show circuit, so to speak. We had imaging, WPPI, and a couple trends that I really noticed is more continuous light, right? Light is light, right? It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing to understand, though, is why do you want continuous light? Why would you want flash? Why do you want to be a natural light photographer? You know, if you're an assignment photographer, like I am, you have to photograph when the client is ready, and that's not always at the best opportune time for natural light. I'll use any kind of light as long as the quality is good.
Right.
So what are you seeing? Because you have a lot of continuous light here.
We do have a lot of continuous going on, especially with so many people going towards video. The ability for the mirrorless cameras to do video conveniently for people has pushed that much more. That hybrid photographer doing a little bit of both. Even your still photographers are incorporating more and more video into their process. because people are looking for little pieces and tastes of it versus an entire production. So that makes it a lot easier. Flash, still very, very strong. Westcott's doing a phenomenal job with their FJ series to incorporate the speed lights plus the monolights and get out there. They've got some of their own constant lights as well.
Yeah.
But people that are out there doing, the grip and grin type stuff are still also heavily leaning on the flash. It gives you more power, gives them more depth of field for their big group shots, so it works out a little bit different. But yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
Yeah,
What do
one
you
of my
want to
goals
use?
with this channel is to dive into that stuff a little bit deeper. Like, here's continuous light. Nothing is wrong or nothing is bad, right? It's what
Absolutely.
agrees with you. How does it complete the vision that you see and you have? Now, there are certain advantages in certain situations, right? So with continuous light, I observed this at WPPI. They were doing some photo walks and doing some shooting in some of the demo booths, and it's continuous light. But if you want to get that dramatic look to where you make the background get darker and disappear, well, if the continuous light is up all the way and the ambient light is still so bright, you can't get that separation. Where with flash, you have that ability to kind of overpower the ambient situation and get that separation because we work in a two-dimensional media, and through light, we could create that depth by darkening the background and highlighting the subject.
Yeah, the flash gives you a bit more flexibility. Again, you can get that power,
Mm-hmm.
can get that depth that you want, you can get that type of light you want at the time that you want versus waiting for the particular kind of light you want to happen once or twice a day.
I'll
So
admit
it
it,
makes a
I'm
huge
partial
difference.
to flash because sometimes I get a lot of energy and I get excited. And with continuous light too, you have to slow down, right? Your shutter speed might not be as high, or you'd have to be at a much higher ISO. For flash, boom, the flash will help freeze the action as long as you don't have parity between the ambient light and the output of the flash. If you have that 1 to 2 stop separation between the ambient light and the output from your light, that's going to freeze the action. A lot of times on the dance floor at a big wedding that I'm at, I could go down to a quarter of a second, but because I'm using off-camera flash, that flash is freezing the action while still dragging the shutter to get some ambient light so it's not a black cave.
Right, right. And like you said, you mentioned with the wedding, the constant light becomes an issue at weddings because they've spent so much money for the venue and for the environment. And you pop those constant lights up, and it takes away all that privacy, that secludedness, that luxury side of it. Whereas the flash can just sneak in, give you the light you want, and it can leave. And you can go
Yeah.
back to the environment that they wanted.
But again, if you're doing a lot of corporate work, at trade shows, in offices, continuous light is great because then you can be that hybrid shooter. I found a lot of my corporate clients just want some video clips, just get a quick motion. Don't think that they always want a full-on production, like you got to be Martin Scorsese or anything.
Right.
They just want some motion for their websites.
Right, right. So it's a
So,
quick art burst, show the involvement. Like you mentioned, the constant lights, which constant light do you get? Do you get the one that's daylight balanced? Do you get the bicolor ones? Do you get the ones that are RGB? Again, what you're doing starts
yeah.
I can't even speak of the word. It helps you choose the better option for you.
Well,
That's
that's
all.
my goal with this channel is to go through all that, to share the knowledge, to empower, to play. They've got a wonderful studio here with the psych in the back,
Hmm.
so we could do some practice shooting there. So again, throw your challenges into the feed, throw your questions. What do you want to learn? What do you want to see? We want to be a source here, a resource for knowledge and for going through all this gear.
Right, and some of the cool things here, like you can see behind us, the Cannon Cafe. This is a nerve center. I mean, Bob and I just had a great conversation
Yeah,
with a
it is.
local photographer who shot for a different brand, but he's doing water polo photos and was looking for advice. That happens here frequently, whether it's people coming in to talk to someone like Bob who stopped by, or talk to one of our reps here, or talk with just different customers that are here. So yeah, it's a great little meeting center. You also happen to be here on a great day that PPA and I is in the back room right now. They're doing print competitions. So these are pros that have taken their great images and shown their artistry, and they're competing nationally right now, getting critiqued and point scored right now in the back room. And that's what we're trying to keep building here, is that community of whether it's pro groups or camera clubs or local photographers or the mom and pop that just want to take better pictures of their kids at sporting events. Come on in here and we're more than happy to help you out.
And I can't stress it enough that you can actually come in here and touch the stuff and then interact with the staff to get dialed in. Instead of just buying gear to buy gear, you can buy a piece of gear that's going to serve you maybe on multi-levels.
Yeah, we're looking for the right fit for you. And sometimes that is, hey, Bob, what are you shooting?
Sure.
This is the camera and lens for you. And then he's like, hey, that's not what I want to spend. That's really out of my budget. That's not really appropriate thing. Then we can downsize it. But our main goal is to get you the right thing for the right experience that you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for making a pizza, we need to give you the ingredients for making a pizza,
Exactly.
not something different. So that's what we're looking for here. We want to partner with you to get you the best equipment because, quite honestly, we want you to come back.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So if we get you the right things, we're going to further strengthen that
And
relationship
they're
with you.
just as strong a resource and competitive as to thinking you want to buy it online, right? The challenge with buying something online is you don't get the knowledge, you don't get the community, you don't get to bump into other photographers in the store, you don't get that experience, you don't get to actually see the light and try it, and then again tap their knowledge on how it could serve you best. So it's a great resource. Buy local and share. Keep these resources alive.
Absolutely. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we've also got a meeting planned on April 6th. We're reaching out to all the community camera clubs. So all their leaders will be here, and we'll get a nice round, nice summit, getting feedback from them of how we can serve them better, and also make sure they're fully aware of the things that we offer them. So
Definitely, definitely. And hopefully at some point this will gain some traction and I'll be able to visit the other ProCam stores. It'd be awesome to do. I do workshops on lighting, on wildlife. Like I said, I've done this my entire life. So I'm 61 now, and I've been blessed to have been doing this since high school. So there isn't much that I haven't photographed, and it's been a great journey, and I'm always excited to see where it's going to take us next.
And he's a sharer. He loves to share. If you ever bump into Bob and have an experience to talk to him, you'll see he's more than giving with his information. He's not the insecure individual that walks around and says, well, if I keep the information to myself, you know, nobody else can do this. You're always more than happy to share, get people out there, get them stronger out there. I think his wife keeps him going.
Yes.
So once in a while that, hey, when you're talking, Bob, you need to charge for what you're doing.
Yes.
But otherwise, like I said, he
Make sure
loves
the
to
lights stay
share.
on,
Yes.
right? And we can
Yes.
have a life. And I hope to drag Dawn in here because she's actually a love bomb for our business. As Bill said, I would just do it just to do it, but she makes sure that we run a good business. It's profitable. It allows us to have a life, keep the lights on, you know, keep the dogs fed, the kids fed,
Afford the
lights
cameras.
on, afford the cameras,
Afford the cameras.
right? So yeah, that's all part of it. Whether you're just starting out or you're a passionate amateur just doing it for fun, this is going to be a great resource.
Yeah, we've got about a 3,000 square foot size store here. So there's lots to see and there's lots to touch.
And spin it around.
Studio's about 2,000 square feet. You can go back there and rent the space.
I'll apologize for the type all being backwards. I couldn't figure out. They've changed the apps and I couldn't find that button to flip it. If anybody knows, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll download the video.
Otherwise, that says Canon Cafe up there.
Right? But look, the whole printing resource, they still do a lot of printing in the back.
Hi, Desma. Now Desma can wave. Hi, Desma.
So here we are, printing, right? Look at this resources. It's amazing. Prints still matter, right? You don't need any device to look at anything but a print.
And I'm thinking if some people have experienced it, you know, past week, a couple social media sites actually went down, and a lot of people were scrambling. What do I do with all my photos that are stored on social media?
Oh, goodness, yeah.
So yeah, print them. You obviously can save in the cloud, all the things like that, but print your images so you have them there to share with your family and friends. It's
For
the
sure.
best way to go.
And like I said, you don't need a device or power. Look at this resource, right? Tripods, backdrops, paper, viewing, a whole Westcott section here, light modifiers, again, video, bags. You could come, I've done it, I've come here to buy a bag and I bring my gear and then I pick the bag that best suits me and packs the bag, right? All these light modifiers, big, huge, continuous light section. So we're going to have fun with this. We're going to play with all these different things and get some great shoots going. I know you have one camera club with David, and they do a lot of
At Fox Valley, they meet here a lot. They'll be here tonight, as a matter of fact.
Oh my goodness, they do fun stuff. Used cameras, video, audio, you name it. It's going to be fun. So I'm really excited. Got all these different camera brands.
But again, all that stuff back there, you can touch it, you can rent it. That's perfect. All that Nikon gear, Canon gear, Sony gear, Tamron gear, it's available to go out and you can try it out. You can see if it fits best in your hand, covers the images that you're trying to produce.
Behind us. All right. Thanks for dropping in. We're going to continue this. We're going to try and get a little bit organization, but I like being organic. So we're going to post this to YouTube, my Facebook, ProCam's Facebook, Instagram,
Absolutely.
and we really want to build this community. So let us know what you want to see.
And we realize there's a bunch of you. So yeah, some things will be organic, some things will be very structured,
Right.
some things will be, I guess, hands-on, but in a video kind of way.
Yep.
And then sometimes, hey, we'll invite you in and we'll do some things in-house with some of you here.
Yeah, again, when is demo days? That's a great time.
Demo days is coming up on April 19th and 20th here in the Chicago area. And if you check our website, ProCam.com, you'll see what events are going on in all of our stores because they've got demo days coming up in Cincinnati and in Livonia as well.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you all for joining us.
Thanks, man. Talk to you later.
Take care.